Emporium, and you can still browse our guitars and support our original music at www.smalltownmusic.com.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
If it feels like the world's gone a little crazy lately, you're not wrong. They say parents should have a voice. But what happens when no one's listening? Forget the noise, the narratives, and the nonsense. It's time to have real conversations, stand up, speak out, and shine a light on what's really happening inside our schools, our systems, and our government, and what it really means for your family. This is the Lindsay Beckham Show, where we believe in truth over talking points, facts over feelings, and the courage to say what others won't. Because when it comes to our kids, silence is not an option.
Only in America, dreaming.
Welcome into the Lindsay Beckham Show. Hope everybody is having a fabulous day today. It is Wednesday. It is June. It is Parental Rights Month. It is Title IX month, and that is something to be proud of right there. We are live here in the WYAB studios, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. As always, you can find us at 103.9 on your FM radio dial, and you can stream the audio versions of all of our WYAB shows at wyab.com. Those stream worldwide. And then, of course, if you're listening to your radio that has 50,000 watts of hate speech, I kid. Of course, you know, I've been on a hate map for a while now. I take pride in that as well. If I am on the opposite side of the Southern Poverty Law Center, then I'm doing something right. I'm doing something right. Of course, there are people around here who like to say that we produce hate through these airwaves, and I just refute that. It's absolutely not true. There's always those people. There are always those people who are stirring up the drama and the nonsense. Today is Grip and Grin. If you are in the Madison, Mississippi area, stop on by Mama Hamill's, get some fried chicken and some good Southern comfort food. I believe they are having Senator Daniel Sparks there today. And maybe, is it Willie Simmons, I think? So get out there, talk to your elected officials, know who your elected officials are, get to know them, shake their hands, ask them questions. That is their job. It is our job to hold them accountable. Again, we are a government for the people, of the people, by the people. And we are always just one generation away from losing the freedoms that we possess. That will happen much more quickly if we do not hold our elected officials accountable. It's our job. Now, if you listened to the show yesterday, I had a bone to pick with our fearless leader, our President Donald J. Trump. And as you guys know, if you've listened for any amount of time, I don't hesitate to call him out when I think he has done something wrong. And I believe the endorsement that he gave over in Iowa was very much the wrong decision. I said that yesterday as Iowa was holding their primaries. Now, President Trump did wait until pretty much the last minute to endorse in the governor's race over in Iowa. Governor Kim Reynolds there has done a fabulous job. Iowa has passed a lot of great conservative legislation that I think is going to take Iowa far. But she is not running for reelection. Congressman Randy Fenestra has been the front runner. In fact, very much so the front runner. And I get it. If you're the president of the United States of America, you don't want to endorse and then the candidate that you endorse not pull through. That doesn't look good on you. So I understand Trump wanting to take the safe route, endorsing the candidate that he thinks stands the best shot at being elected. But in this case, he very much underestimated the grassroots community of Iowa. I believe the primary yesterday goes to show that I am not the only one who is very much invested in the MAHA movement, Make America Healthy Again. Let's talk about what's in our water. Let's talk about what's in the air. Let's talk about what's in our food. Let's talk about what's in these vaccines that they shove down our throats every time we go to the doctor's office, that they force you to give your children if you want your kids to be able to go to school. Let's talk about all of it. The candidate who very narrowly defeated Congressman Randy Fenestra yesterday over in Iowa has run his entire campaign on the MAHA movement, on agriculture. He's a farmer. He cares about what's in our food. He cares about what's in the air. He cares about what's being put into our bodies, what's making us sick. Now, I have a lot of friends over in Iowa, one really good friend. I very much trust her judgment. And so when I reached out several months ago, after Moms for Liberty held a town hall there, asking her thoughts, what's going to happen in Iowa's gubernatorial race this year, she told me she was afraid. She was afraid that Iowa could possibly end up with a Democrat governor because the candidate that was leading in the polls at that point by a very good bit, Randy Fenestra, was an establishment candidate. This man didn't even want to show up at town halls. I guess he didn't think it was necessary. I guess he didn't think moms were important enough to show up and answer our questions. Well. Don't underestimate the moms. Don't you dare do it. If you want to get something done, go find a mom. And I'll tell you what, they got it done in Iowa yesterday. I went to an event last night, and by the time I got home, I was seeing these results come in. And I've been on cloud nine ever since. Even with the president's endorsement, even with the name recognition as a congressman, even leading in the polls by a huge margin just a few months ago, the grassroots movement paid off in Iowa yesterday. The moms let their voices be heard. I've been saying his name wrong. I've been saying Zach Lane. It's not, I think it's Lane. I'm hoping that my friend Jen will call in. I sent her the phone number and asked her to call in if she had a second to chat today during the show. Because I know Jen, and when she puts her mind to something, it usually comes to fruition. And I'll be dang, she did not let up. Now, this candidate did appear on Tucker Carlson's podcast. You can go search for his episode. Zach, I think it's Lane, I think is how they are saying it. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. It's spelled Lahn. Go look up that episode. Listen to what he has to say. He is such an impressive candidate. I've been following him. I've been posting about him over the last 4, 5, 6 months. Every state needs a man like this one, or several for that matter. But Donald Trump made the wrong choice when it came to his endorsement in Iowa. I don't quite understand why he decided to even get involved at the very last minute, but he did. Someone commented on a post on one of my social media pages and said, well, we need Republicans who are more involved and who are informing our president, who are giving him better information. And maybe so. But you're still putting your name, you are stamping your name to a candidate. And if you don't know enough about the candidates to make that informed educational decision, then don't do it. Just don't get involved. That's what is confusing to me. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But this is the first Donald J. Trump endorsed, president endorsed candidate to not pull through of this election season. And I got to say, the proof was in the pudding. If you looked at these candidates, you should have known who the America First, MAGA, MAHA candidate was. Iowa got it right. They most definitely got it right yesterday. I hope they are celebrating and taking in, enjoying every second of this huge win today because they deserve it. They put in a whole lot of hard work to get the right man elected. Now, I don't think he'll have too tough of a time in November. Let me knock on wood because you just never know. Politics is like horseshoes and hand grenades. You never, ever know. But I can tell you what, and I'm just going to speak it, I'm going to believe it. When this man is elected Iowa's next governor in November, every state should be watching. Every state should be looking at what this man stands for. And hopefully follow suit. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. There's a lot to get to today. And we're going to break it all down right here. 1039 WIAB, The Lindsay Beckham Show. We will be right back. Right back.
Keep it tuned here to 1039 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Now is the time to turn over a new leaf and shower yourself with savings at Mazda of Jackson. Mazda of Jackson has rates as low as 0.9% on select models, or spring into savings with up to $3,000 in customer cash with approved credit. Get to Mazda Jackson today, where certified pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are also available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Hey, this is Ben Ingram from the Braves Radio Network. We're in commercial right now, so I want to let my sister take over and tell you about Hometown Property Group.
Thanks, Ben. This is Mary Claire Putman with Hometown Property Group. Whether you're buying or selling, we are committed to guiding you through your real estate transaction with integrity, exceptional service, and remarkable results. Madison County has been my home for 40 years. I'd love to help make it yours, too.
That's Hometown Property Group. Give them a call at 601-853-6080.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Hi, this is Rita Jensen with Remax Connection. I've been selling real estate now for well over 30 years, and I typically use Chadwick Home Inspectors. And Chad has done many, many home inspections for me.
They are pretty much from roof to foundation. Most people are surprised at just how thorough these home inspections can be. Been working with Rita almost a decade now. Very rarely does she let a deal fall apart. She can usually find a way to negotiate where both parties are satisfied.
RitaJensen.net. Ken here with Rapid Oil Change, your fast service and fleet maintenance headquarters for over 40 years. With parts in stock to fit most makes and models, we can perform routine maintenance in a matter of minutes, keeping downtime to a minimum. With brands like Castrol, Mobil One, Lucas, and Rain-X, it's easy to see why Rapid Oil Change has been the go-to for fast service with a smile for over 40 years. Don't forget our 24/7 touchless car wash. We accept most national and local fleets. We're Mississippi's leader for fast service with a smile. Visit one of our 6 locations today, oilchangems.com.
From Jacksontown to the radio, this is the Lindsay Beckham Show.
Welcome back into the Lindsay Beckham Show, live here in the WYAB studios, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. You can call in to the show today. Would love to hear from you, 601-879-0002. You can also text into the Lindsay Beckham Show text line. That number is 601-879-4648. If there's anything that you would like to send on the text line, you also can jump into the live stream chat. Again, we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Quite the entertainment outside the studio, outside the WYAB studio earlier today. You can't fix stupid. You just cannot fix stupid. And my goodness, I really wish that people knew what they were talking about before they opened their mouths every now and then. There were a few, very few, who decided they wanted to protest outside of the WIB studios this morning, protest hate speech, because they don't like what our morning host, Clay Edwards, has to say. Now, this started over some sort of graphic or meme that someone else created and then posted on one of Clay's social media posts. So first of all, Clay didn't post it. Clay didn't create it. And it was social media. It wasn't even him behind this microphone on air. Yet these people showed up outside the studio wanting to say that WIAB is at fault for promoting hate speech or allowing that. So I'm just real confused here, because if it didn't happen on air and Clay wasn't even the one who said it, what is your basis here? What leg do you have to stand on attacking this radio station? In fact, I made that point in a comment on one of their live streams. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The Foot Locker referee boys. You know, the one who is always having chest pain every time he gets arrested, which has been quite frequently. One of them has even gone after my friend Jimmy Nichols, who was on the show just the other day, who spends his time putting together events like the snake grabbing rodeo that's going to happen starting tomorrow through the weekend, raising money for sick children, veterans, former Marines with PTSD, helping find them housing. That's who this group of people targets. And who's the one with the hate speech here? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Makes about as much sense as calling parents domestic terrorists for showing up at school board meetings, or placing moms on a hate list right next to the KKK because they care about what's happening in their children's schools. That makes a whole lot of sense too. I lost a few brain cells, I think, listening to a portion of what they had to say. It's wild, this world that we live in. It's wild. It's the twilight zone. We have entered the twilight zone. Forget the aliens. Forget the aliens when you've got the Foot Locker guys. Anyway, we will move on. It's always interesting. Never a dull moment in talk radio. Somebody's asking me to delete a comment. I will look at it in the break. Yesterday, at the very end of the show, I started to talk about this legislative package or group of legislative bills that Senator Michael McClendon is planning on dropping during our next legislative session. I didn't get a chance to really dive into it. See, I just had it pulled up 1 second ago. Let's see if I can find it again, so that I can tell you exactly what this legislation would do. School Predator Accountability Act is what he has named this. So, in light of the growing number of arrests involving teachers, school employees, and other individuals entrusted with the care of children, State Senator Michael McClendon today announced plans to begin work immediately on the School Predator Accountability Act. And this is a real problem. We have seen the number of predators within the walls of our schools who are near and are teaching our children, in fact, grow at an astronomical rate recently. Well, Senator McClendon wants to do something about that. This would be a comprehensive legislative package that he will introduce next session. He says that predators belong in prison, not in our classrooms. This Predator Accountability Act closes loopholes, exposes bad actors, protects whistleblowers, empowers parents, and ensures those who target children face consequences that follow them for life. Now, this act would include the following measures: create a statewide database accessible to school districts, law enforcement agencies, and the public. This registry would include educators who lose their license for sexual misconduct, employees terminated for substantial sexual misconduct, contractors barred from schools, and individuals who resign during active investigations. Also included is what he calls the Classroom Whistleblower Protection Act. This would provide strong protections and financial rewards for school employees and volunteers who report child sexual abuse or misconduct that results in an arrest or conviction, similar to Crime Stoppers. This legislation prohibits retaliation, demotion, termination, or harassment against employees who come forward with credible information. Good teachers and volunteers should never have to choose between promoting a child and protecting their job, he said. This measure will not only prevent that from happening, but also incentivize reporting through financial rewards. The Educator Chemical Castration Eligibility Act. And you'll remember a few sessions ago, Representative Fred Shanks dropped legislation that would allow chemical castration. I'm all for it. Or maybe his wasn't chemical. Anyway, that you can castrate these sick predators, it's just fine with me. This would authorize courts to order chemical castration for offenders who commit sexual crimes against minors while serving as teachers, principals, coaches, school counselors, or school contractors. Senator McClendon said the proposal reflects the seriousness of abusing a position of trust to exploit children. Now, this one I really love, the Parent Right to Know Act. This requires school districts to notify parents within 3 hours. 3 hours. When an employee, volunteer, or contractor is arrested for a child sex crime connected to school employment. Now, that would have been a great thing for the parents to have had in place over in the Corinth School District. After their middle school children's teacher created pornographic videos using their images. Senator McClendon says that no parent should learn from rumors or social media that a predator was working around their child. The parents who drop their kids off every morning should be the first to know. Also includes the Mississippi School Predator Strike Force Act. This creates a specialized statewide unit within the Mississippi Department of Public Safety or the Office of the Attorney General dedicated to investigating school-related child exploitation cases. Responsibilities would include school-related child exploitation investigations, online predator investigations involving educators, digital forensic support, multi-jurisdiction investigations, and training for school districts and law enforcement agencies. He says that one victim is one too many, and we have seen far too many in our schools lately. I only hope Republican leadership, which campaigns on being tough on crime every election year, will allow these bills to receive a vote on the floor. Unfortunately, several of my previous public safety bills were killed in committee. I think this is a great group of bills. This legislation needs to be passed. This needs to happen. Parents absolutely deserve the right to know immediately when there is any sort of sexual misconduct happening in their children's schools. Again, I'm all for castrating any teacher participating in sexual misconduct around our Mississippi children. We got to do better. You know, I love the argument of accountability when we talk about school choice or education freedom. Where's the accountability going to be? Public schools have accountability. You can't compare apples to oranges. That's what they say, of course. Now, what I want to know is where's the accountability when we are talking about these sexual predators within the walls of our schools? Where's the accountability when there is a school board member still actively sitting on a school board who has defended a former coach who was a sexual predator over in DeSoto County schools? Where's the accountability for teachers who are allowed to either quietly resign or quietly be fired, yet in 2 weeks, they have a job with Mississippi Child Protective Services after creating pornographic videos of middle school students? Where is the accountability there? Who's accountable for that? Somebody sure as heck should be. So I will be supporting this. Let's get it done. We are called to be a voice for the voiceless. We are called to protect our most vulnerable, that being our children. And there's no excuse to not do so. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. Lots more to get to here on the Lindsay Beckham Show, 103.9 WYAB. We will be right back. Back.
103.9 WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. New details in the hours-long standoff at a bank in Bakersfield, California that ended in the death of a suspect who said he had a bomb. Police say all 10 hostages were released unharmed. FBI Special Agent in charge, Sid Patel, identifying the suspect as Anthony Scott Searles Harris.
He was a 41-year-old white male who served in the U.S. Army from 2006 to 2007. However, he was dishonorably discharged for going AWOL. That's absent without leave.
Police are still investigating a motive. The Pentagon confirmed the U.S. military shot down Iranian drones overnight, targeting a U.S. base in Kuwait, and Kuwaiti officials say Iran's strikes damaged the public airport. Secretary of State Marco Rubio back on Capitol Hill for a second day about the war in Iran and administration's policies. Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen also testifying before a House committee. On Wall Street, stocks are down and oil prices are up over Mideast tensions. This is ABC News.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Metal Builder Supply in Pearl provides quality commercial and residential metal roofing, pre-engineered steel buildings, many storage facilities, pole barns, and steel components with old-time service and competitive prices. Through our commitment, experience, and expertise, Metal Builder Supply has established a business relationship with our customers that will last a lifetime. When you need metal roofing, reflective insulation, trim, or metal decking, contact Metal Builder Supply online at metalbuildersupplypearl.com.
At Bank of Yazoo, we believe that common sense makes for better banking. That's why we've taken our array of checking accounts and simplified them for you, boiling down features and benefits to create our New You, Achieve You, Benefit You, and Protect You checking accounts. Ready to discover how simple is better? Talk with us today. Bank of Yazoo, Bank of You. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Need to ship something fast, print something now, or wrap the perfect gift? Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt, your one-stop shop for all major shipping carriers. We pack and ship with care, offer private mailbox rentals, copy services, create and print banners, print your photos, lamination, binding, and secure document shredding. We always have a notary available, and we do gift wrapping too. Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt across from Callaway's or online at mailroomgluckstadt.com. Stop in today and get it all done in one place.
We all love the farm-to-table food concept, right? Well, at Burnt Corn Farm, they bring you locally grown flowers straight from the farm to the vase. With a wide selection of flowers and excellent service, Burnt Corn Farm will make your next party or shower a southern delight. Sign up for a monthly bouquet subscription, and their farm-fresh flowers will brighten your days all season long. You can also book your next family photo session in their wildflower field. That's Burnt Corn Farm on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back into the Lindsay Beckham Show. We are live here in the WYAB studios, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Of course, you can call in. Would love to hear from you today, 601-879-0002. You can also text the Lindsay Beckham Show text line. That number is 601-879-4648. Several events that are coming up. Of course, there's Grip and Grin today. It's happening right now as we speak. And then tomorrow evening, if you have not gotten your tickets yet for the Lincoln Reagan Trump Gala, you definitely don't want to miss it. That's going to be happening in Flowood, the Sheraton Refuge Hotel tomorrow night. I believe the VIP reception starts at 6 with the dinner following at 7. Tommy Tuberville will be there, will be the guest speaker, the keynote speaker. Sure, it will be a great time had by all. Would love to see you there. Friday, you get a double dose of Lindsay Beckham. I will be filling in Friday on the Kim Wade Show from 4 to 6, your drive time hour. Excited. It will be my first time filling in for Kim as host. I sit in with Kim a good bit to produce when he needs someone, when his producer is out, but this will be the first time I'll be hosting for him. So I'm super excited about that. Maybe I'll get another conversation with Here's the Thing, John. We'll see. And then Saturday, June the 6th, Americans for Prosperity is having their big America 250th celebration. That's going to be happening over at Mississippi College, Nelson Hall. I believe the doors open at 5 p.m. They're going to be celebrating the music of Mississippi. We're going to be talking about that during the regular Lindsay Beckham Show hour, 12 to 1 on Friday. Have some of the people who will be heading up that celebration in the studio with us. So excited about that. Family friendly, fun event to get out and celebrate our great country, the greatest country there has ever been. It is a free event, but you do have to register. So you can find that information at americansforprosperity.org. I would love to see you there. I really do enjoy getting out and meeting so many of the listeners. If you ever see me anywhere, please come introduce yourself. It means the absolute world to me, and I know it does to all of our hosts here at WIB, to get to meet you in person and shake your hand or give you a hug. I'm a hugger. I'm not afraid of any sort of virus. I'm not a germaphobe. I don't need a mask or social distancing. But we really do love to meet the listeners, and y'all are who make all of this possible. You make WYAB possible. And of course, our great sponsors, Americans for Prosperity being one of our great sponsors. Grateful for them and all that they do here in the state of Mississippi, the issues that they work on that are so important to Mississippians. Politics matter and policy matters because people matter. Every day, Mississippians matter. Of course, there is room on the show to sponsor. If you have a business and you would like to get the name of your business out there, I would love to partner with you. Would love to have you on the Lindsay Beckham Show. Feel free to reach out for more information about that. You can email me. That's Lindsay@WIAB.com. Lindsay with an E. As our friend Jameson Haga would say, get the name right so that I get the email. Or you can email info@WIAB, or even Matt at WIAB. That's our station owner. And he would be glad to help you, as would I. And we would love to partner with you and drum up some business for you. I say it all the time, but it's so true. So I'm going to continue to say it. We have the most loyal listeners here at WIB, and we are so thankful for all of our sponsors. That's who truly makes it possible, our sponsors and our listeners. Y'all are the ones who make this thing run. We're just a few people with some big mouths. And I'm sure any of our WIB shows would love to have you as a sponsor. There's the Chip Matthews Show from 6 to 7. Of course, Clay's 7 to 9, the Clay Edwards Show, followed by that 9 o'clock hour, which it's a little different. You've got the music and blues hour, Chris Davis on Fridays at 9, Wednesdays and Thursdays, our libertarian Mike Madison. Tuesdays, we have General Bob I met General Bob last week. I really enjoyed talking with him, getting to know him. He's dedicated to selling all your stuff. And then Matt Bishop, the full story on Mondays. I should have started, I guess, on Monday. I went a little backwards there. That's how my brain works, though. You don't want to be in here. You don't want to be in this head. Then the Andrew Gosser show, all Gosser, no breaks, 10 to 12, followed by yours truly from 12 to 1. We have some national shows in the afternoon. And then the one and only, the great radio strongman, Mr. Kim Wade, 4 to 6. If you do not listen to the Kim Wade show, you are missing some great entertainment. I love sitting in with Kim because he's just so quick. He's on it, and he's always got something to come back with. A lot of times I have to pause and think. Kim never has to do that. He's just right there on the spot, can spit out whatever it is that he needs to say. Quite entertaining, and he gets the calls that are a lot of fun. Here's the thing, John, and Snowball, and all those donut head, the leftist lunatics. But any of us would love to have you sponsor with us, and you can find out more information about that. Again, Lindsay, that's Lindsay with an E at WYAB.com or info@WYAB.com. We would love to get you more information on that. Speaking of being afraid of germs or breathing the air, I've talked about this young woman before, Violet Affleck, who is the daughter of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. She was seen being helped into the ER last week. Her parents on each side of her. Of course, donning her mask that I don't think she ever takes off. Of course, that's what COVID did to our children, our young people who are now terrified to even breathe the fresh air. At least there is a group of them who are and who have never been the same since that nonsense called COVID, when we shut our country down, took our kids out of school, told them they couldn't breathe the air, told them they were going to kill their grandparents, told them they had to social distance. Tell you what, I never got as much enjoyment in life as I did when I lit a bonfire in my backyard and burned every last dang one of those stupid masks they forced my children to wear. Unfortunately, there are some like Violet who still believe those things are needed. Very sad. We got to take our last break. We will be right back here to wrap things up for the day here on the Lindsay Beckham Show, WYAB 1039. We will be right back. And we will be right back.
1039 WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
If you're a parent or grandparent, you should know that even though Mississippi is ranked as the unhealthiest state in the country, we have the highest vaccination rate for our children and grandchildren. Many of us blindly trust the medical establishment, and now it's time to question vaccine safety. Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights is a grassroots organization working to educate the public and lawmakers about this important topic. Be informed. Go to mpvr.org. Like us on Facebook to stay up to date on the latest information. That's Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights, mpvr.org.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flatline with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. here on 1039 WYAB. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flatline with Rick Hughes, heard here on 1039 WYAB each Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m.
Vans Comics Cards and Games is your local sports cards and memorabilia store, plus Pokemon, board games, comics, and more. Get in the game, make history, and own it at Vans Comics Cards and Games, Pear Orchard Road in Ridgeland, and at vansccg.com. Better ingredients, better pizza with a better website. Papa John's and papajohns.com team up for the best experience. Save more with Papa Rewards and all the best deals. Order today and enjoy the new specials and Papa's pairings at papajohns.com and at locations throughout the metro. The Tri-County Academy Rebel success in the classroom and on the athletic stage begins with the Tri-County Academy Booster Club. Join the team and be a Rebel by getting involved and volunteering as a booster. Your involvement is the generator for fundraisers, facility upgrades, equipment, uniforms, and all other needs. Tri-County Athletics thrives in part because of our TCA boosters. Join today by calling the TCA main office at 601-879-8517 and help the Rebels continue the championship tradition.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Benny Tate, president of the Congregational Methodist Church denomination in Florence, Mississippi, and the pastor of Rock Springs Church in Milner, Georgia, inviting you to attend one of our services this week. Find a church near you at cm-church.org and be sure and listen for our weekly program, Apples of Gold from Rock Springs Church, here on 1039 WYAB.
Listen to Apples of Gold every Sunday morning at 10.
From Mississippi, where faith, family, and freedom still matter. This is the Lindsay Beckham Show.
Welcome back in for the last minute or so of the Lindsay Beckham Show on this Wednesday afternoon. This will be something that we definitely get to tomorrow. I just saw that WLBT has posted some breaking news here. 2 former superintendents, 1 teacher in Mississippi, sentenced for stealing nearly $400,000 from the Department of Education. Again, where's the accountability within our public school system? I would love to know. Don't even get me started on the audits that our public schools have failed to complete. But they want to scream about accountability. I'll tell you what, how about you get to being accountable to me, the mom, the parents? That's where the accountability should lie, regardless of what type of school you are, public, private, charter, homeschooled. Be accountable to the parents. That's all the time we've got for today. I'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. I will see you then. Bye.